Do you really know what you are eating? Do you know what you're feeding your children? How many times do you look at the ingredients on food labels? My name is Kristen Cicolella and I'm lactose intolerant as well as suffer from acid reflux disorder. When I was young, I would get severe stomach cramps when I would eat certain foods. The pediatrician told me to keep a food diary to find out what types of foods were causing my problems. I found that dairy products irritated my stomach as well as acidic-based foods. I had to watch what I ate and read food labels. I learned a lot about food and was surprised by some of the ingredients that I found. There were some ingredients that I didn't recognize and some that I couldn't even pronounce. Now that I'm older, I work at being healthy and I'm an avid cook. I like to know what I'm eating. Preservation of food started long ago when the first farmers and consumers needed to keep their food fresh for as long as possible. They salted and smoked their meat and fish to combat spoiling. They dried out food, pickled and fermented it, and used certain herbs to preserve food for the winter. The Egyptians and Romans were the first recorded civilizations to preserve food. To continue to feed a growing population, preservation of food was and still is essential. What are food additives? Food additives are the modern world's way to keep food fresh, tasty, and appealing. Food additives have always been a sensitive issue for many consumers. We hear so much about food additives, but are they safe? The Collins English Dictionary defines a food additive as any natural, synthetic, or chemical substance added to food to preserve freshness, taste, color, or texture. The Food and Drug Administration, or the FDA, is the federal agency in the United States that regulates the use and safety of food additives in our foods. Along with the international agencies, such as the World Health Organization and the Food Standards Agency, in the United Kingdom, the world tries to regulate food safety for a growing population. The FDA has approved more than 3,000 food additives for use in food. They use the designation GRAS, generally recognized as safe, to label the safety of a food additive. Types of food additives. There are different kinds of food additives. Some additives are natural, others synthetic, and lastly chemical. Natural additives are found in nature and used to preserve food, such as the ancient Egyptians and Romans did. Salt, vinegar, sugar, pickling, curing, smoking, and oil are still used for food preservation. Synthetic additives are those that are created in the laboratory and are frequently but not always based on natural ingredients. Each chemical must be considered on a case-by-case basis. Natural chemicals are produced by nature. Synthetic chemicals are made by humans, and these chemical structures may or may not be found in nature. In the food industry, the term artificial is used instead of synthetic. Here is a Venn diagram showing natural versus synthetic. This Venn diagram, supplied by the Scientific American magazine, gives a pictorial representation of a natural versus synthetic chemical or additive. We can clearly see that the nutrients such as ascorbic acid or vitamin C can be found in foods such as oranges naturally, but can also be created in the laboratory from glucose. A similar situation is with alcohol, occurring naturally and man-made, and naturally derived through fermentation. Chemical additives are additives created in a laboratory that are commonly not based on natural food ingredients. Artificial colors frequently fall into this category. Many artificial colors are made from petroleum or crude oil. Some of these additives have been banned in other countries but are still used in the United States. They have been linked to ADHD, behavioral problems, cancer, nervous system problems, and allergic reactions in both children and adults. Unhealthy food additives. These substances include TBHQ, BHA, and BHT, which are preservatives used to extend the shelf life of food. They are used in cereal packaging, vegetable oils, crackers, noodles, and frozen fish. They also have been banned in Europe because of their link to cancer. According to the Centers for Science in the Public Interest, or CSPI, a well-designed government study found that TBHQ increased the incidence of tumors in rats. And according to the National Library of Medicine, NLM, cases of vision disturbances have been reported when humans consume TBHQ. Food coloring such as Allura Red 40, Yellow 6, Yellow 5, and Blue 1, which are derived from petroleum, have been banned in Europe because of their links to ADHD and hyperactivity in children. One study found that the additive brominated vegetable oil used in soda and sports drinks for flavor enhancement can build up the body and cause nerve damage. Growth hormones such as RBGH and RBST used in dairy herds to increase milk production can cause breast, colon, and prostate cancer. A study by Johns Hopkins University scientists found arsenic in some chicken feed that transferred amounts of arsenic into chicken and exceeded naturally occurring levels. Aspartame, a chemical sweetener found in soda and diet products, has caused a lot of controversy. Some professionals consider it completely safe, while others consider it very dangerous. Many consumer complaints have been made to the FDA concerning aspartame. Some of the reported side effects have included eye and ear problems and neurological and physiological effects. According to Janet Starr Hull, who has her doctorate degree in nutrition, aspartame can lead to side effects and adverse reactions including decrease in vision or blindness, pain in one or both eyes, hearing impairment, epileptic seizures, migraines, memory loss, and severe tremors, and physiological ailments such as depression, insomnia, and aggression. Avoiding products that contain dangerous additives is a must. Reading labels on products that you buy is a must. An informed consumer is a healthy consumer. If there is an ingredient on a label you don't recognize or can't pronounce, research it. Become familiar with what is listed on your food ingredient labels. Ask why some additives are banned in other countries. Find substitutes for questionable ingredients. The old saying, "You are what you eat," has never been truer. Foods are bombarded with many types of additives. Not all food additives are unsafe or unhealthy, but safety concerns have risen with mass production of food. The need for quick, fast meals that taste and look and smell good were the precursors for a need for additives. But how far are we willing to go to allow them to affect the health of our families? A healthy consumer is the best consumer. Be a voice for a healthier future. Thank you for your attention.